Checking and preparation of substrate. The underlying surface must be flat and solid, thoroughly dry in depth, free of grease, dirt, and dust, and should have a uniform color, depending on the material being applied. Absorbent surface. Highly absorbent surfaces, such as plaster, concrete, aerated concrete, gypsum board, and plaster walls, should be primed with undiluted Vestcomb primer sealer. Allow this to dry for plus or minus 5 hours under suitable conditions. The temperature of the underlying surface must be at least 10 degrees centigrade. Adhesives and accessories. Adhesives and sealers. Tools. Vestcomb primer sealer. Recommendation: apply Vestcomb primer sealer with a block brush. Vestcomb adhesive. Use only Vestcomb adhesive for optimum results. Vestcomb 1000 for vinyl wall covering up to 370 grams per square meter. Vestcomb 2000 for textile wall covering and vinyl wall covering heavier than 370 grams per square meter. Vestcomb 3000 for vinyl and textile wall covering on non-porous, not breathing substrates. In corners, in the case of ceilings and skirting boards, use a block brush. For wall surfaces, use a short-haired synthetic roller. Clean tools with water. General wall covering application instructions. The wall covering should be applied in sequence from one production lot. Where several rolls are to be applied, start with the highest roll number. Follow the directional hanging instructions and other instructions supplied in the roll. Cut the strips at wall height plus 4 centimeters. This is to allow for trimming at ceiling and skirting levels. Number the strips. First, make a strip placement plan. Place the plumb line, black graphite pencil, in such a manner that the material overlaps the corner inside angle by 2 centimeters that you have started with. Apply adhesive to the substrate using a short-haired synthetic roller and a width of strip plus 20 centimeters. Place strip number 1 on the wet adhesive against the plumb line so that the material overruns a few centimeters near the ceiling, skirting board, and corner. To apply the wall covering, run the spatula firmly along the wall in the longitudinal direction of the strip. This will expel trapped air from beneath the wall covering. For an external corner, the material should be wrapped round the corner for at least 30 centimeters. Recommendation: in case of an inside angle, hang the wall covering through the corner when it's possible. When this is not possible, cut off in the corner and start over. Application of vinyl wall covering up to 800 grams per square meter. Heavier than 800 grams per square meter. Up to 800 grams per square meter, excluding designs that should be applied but jointed. Check application instructions inserted in roll and chapter Application of Textile Wall Covering. After applying adhesive to the base surface for the second strip, fold back the edge of the first strip plus or minus 10 centimeters near the joint and apply an extra dilute layer of adhesive. Stick the second strip on the first strip with a dry overlap. Allow plus or minus 6 centimeters for the overlap and smooth down using a spatula. With a snap-off blade knife, make a vertical incision of plus or minus 4 centimeters through the 2 overlapping strips near the ceiling. Place the base of the Vescom overlap and trim knife on the wall behind the 2 strips and cut through them in the vertical direction. Ensure that the overlapping strip is held taut. After cutting, remove the bottom strip. Close the joint and flatten the area created using a spatula. After applying 3 to 4 strips, cut off the excess at the ceiling and the plinth using a spatula and snap-off blade knife. Immediately remove excess adhesive residues using clean water and dry off the area. Application of vinyl wall covering heavier than 800 grams per square meter. Use a mix of 1 part Vescom 2000 and 1 part Vescom 3000 when preparing the surface. With regard to the Tonga design, spread the adhesive using a hand adhesive spreader instead of a roller. Recommendation: glue the top 20 centimeters from the backing of the wall covering as well. Application of textile wall covering. The strips are applied in a straight hang method with a butt joint. Smooth flat the joint using a spatula to flatten both edges. During application, care should be taken to ensure adhesive is not allowed to get onto the face of the wall covering. After applying 3 to 4 strips, cut off the excess material near the ceiling, skirting board, and corners using a spatula and snap-off blade knife. Avoid the presence of flecks of water and adhesive on the textile material. The use of natural fibers can lead to slight differences in color. The strips need to be hung in such a way that they are visually symmetrical on the wall. Application of printed wall covering. The wall covering must be hung in sequence from a single production batch. Follow the strip placement plan supplied. Cut the strips apart and remove the white edges. Place the strips on the floor so they overlap. Once the strips have been correctly positioned, stick a piece of crepe tape on the overlap between the strips at the top and bottom. Carefully cut through the crepe tape. Use the 2 halves of the crepe tape to ensure that the strips are correctly positioned on the wall. All prints are supplied with a 5 centimeter allowance on each side to absorb small deviations in wall sizes. 3 additional centimeters are moreover printed, overlap, on both the left and right side so that the individual strips can be perfectly aligned with regard to each other. The strip that will be hung most to the left will, of course, only have this overlap on the right, and conversely, the most right strip will have it on the left.